Sisters, them you are the beat away on. When me see your sisters that me get a reach on. Sisters, them you have to stand tall. More than any queen, the sisters, them are regal. Sisters, them you are the
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about my life as a prison wife and my disdain for that term, because I just feel like it's full of so much negative and just extra dramatic connotation. Like, you know, when you hear prison wife, you think of all the reality shows and all the things that you see on television about girls with low self-esteem who are married to men. Either they married them in prison or they married them before they went to prison, but basically they feel like they can't get anybody else, so they're with this guy because they basically can't do any better. That's kind of what comes to mind when I hear prison wife, which is why I really don't like that term. However, I feel like for people in this situation and in a situation that's similar to mine, it's necessary for me to use that term because that's what I don't have a better idea. We're not married to prison wife. It is okay, even though sometimes it feels like it. The first time Kamal told me about this whole situation with him, it was a month and a half after we met. My first thought was run. My first thought was just get out of the situation while you can. You don't have any strings attached. Just move. You don't want no complications in your life. You can just totally drop all the baggage and just walk out. And I almost did. I called one of my friends, you know who you are, and she basically told me, just give him a chance, she said. You never know what might happen. And obviously, 2 kids later, we saw what happened. Reluctantly, at first, I gave him a chance, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I can't judge somebody based on one stupid decision they made in their entire lives, and I wouldn't want to be judged in that way either. And Kamal and I click, and we get along, and everything else is great about this person. So this one little thing, I'm gonna drop the whole person because of one little situation. So to me, that doesn't, in retrospect, to me it didn't seem fair to do that. So alhamdulillah, I'm really happy that I gave him a chance. I thought that I couldn't let one setback stop me from being with somebody who truly made me happy. After all these miserable people out here, I'm here happy and then just gonna give it up because they made a mistake. There are 2 types of people in this world, okay? There are criminals, and there are people who commit crimes. And my husband is not a criminal. I don't judge the person that Kamal is by a mistake that he made. And I mean, I don't expect other people to share that same sentiment, and that's fine. However, that's the road that I chose to take. And I mean, haven't I ever made a mistake? Everyone who commits a crime gets caught. As you all know, there are like way bigger injustices in the world that people are not being held accountable for yet. And, you know, they don't go to jail for them. And there are people who didn't do anything and they're gone to jail for however long. So Kamal was sentenced to 2 years less a day. And so that means he's in provincial and not federal. Alhamdulillah. And he got sentenced February of this year, and he will be coming out inshallah after 2/3 in May of 2015. So end of May 2015 inshallah. So that's, what is that, 7 more months to go. 215 days, y'all. I'm counting. I have an app on my phone. Anyways, I don't necessarily think that the sentence that he was given was fair or appropriate for the crime. However, it's the justice system. It's the just is system. It's not the justice system. It just is the way it is, and you just have to deal with it. So in the end, anyways, everybody's going to get what's coming to them in the end, and Allah is the most just. So anyway, I know that Allah knows the best about the situation, and so I'm not worried because I pray for Kamal's protection, and I know that Allah is protecting him. Going through court cases and going back and forth from here to Toronto for his hearings and stuff like that, that took, it put a strain on our relationship, but we had no choice but to have each other's back throughout those times. So it made us stronger in a way, and it prepared us for this separation because we knew that it was coming. let's see, since this whole incident, I mean, he's been an amazing husband, an amazing father, and he's kept a job, and he's just, you know, y'all saw him on the videos. He's all around a great person. So, I mean, the point of marriage is to stay with somebody through their ups and their downs. And I always say that the most important piece of advice that I can give about marriage is you don't have to find somebody that you're head over heels for. You have to find somebody that you can work with. And at the end of the day, it's work, just like any other relationship, whether it's a boss, employee relationship, or a sibling relationship, or a relationship with your parents. It takes work. So, you just have to find somebody. You know, this is the one relationship where you have a say. So if you can find somebody that you're willing to work with, then, you know, you're off to a good start. And if you're down for the work, then, you know, you're really off to a good start. And for me, I mean, it felt like my work was a little bit cut out for me in the beginning, because I saw exactly what was up ahead and I had a chance to prepare. So alhamdulillah, it's a blessing in and of its own, because there were no surprises, so that's why it's a blessing. I found my soulmate with Kamal, and everyone wants to talk a good game about how they will be a ride or die, or they're fighting for their love or whatever. And while I don't feel like it's that dramatic, it is something where I think that maybe not a lot of other people could handle being in my position. However, you know, everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about how they would do everything for love. And then when they see people doing it, when they see wives holding their husbands down, or when they see people staying together through situations that they know that they couldn't, they hate on them and they throw shade and they say that she has low self-esteem or something like that. And to be honest, the people who are talking, it really reflects more on you than it does on anybody else. So, like, don't give away your ajr. Don't give away your good deeds, okay? It's better to just keep your mouths shut if you don't have anything good to say. Anyways, for people who are going through something similar to this, what I do is that you don't need any negative people around you. If there are people around you who are telling you, you know, you don't need to be doing that or whatever, just stop hanging out with them. I mean, you need all the encouragement and moral support that you can get. And to be honest, it's never okay to fill your life or to even occupy your life with negative people. I just don't have the mental capacity, y'all. I don't have the space in my brain to care about what people think. Like, my brain is occupied with so many other things that I think if I started caring what people think now, I would have a nervous breakdown. So, and being with Kamal has taught me a lot about myself. I mean, I've been in situations, I'm going to call them a situation because it wasn't really a relationship, but I've been in situations in the past where I felt like I needed that man, and I felt like I was going to die if this person ever left me, and they're my other half. Like, literally, without them, I'm not whole and I'm bleeding or something like that. But alhamdulillah, y'all, like, I really feel like I'm so much stronger because of this, and I think that will carry us further in our relationship than if it didn't happen, if he didn't go to jail. Because I feel like if I can do this, and if I can be with Kamal, and if I can support him through this very tough situation, and if I can do this pretty much by myself and without my mom, I've never been through anything so tough but so rewarding in my entire life. So alhamdulillah. This experience with Kamal being in jail has taught me that it's taught me who really has my back. And the people, it's so surprising, you guys, because the people who say that they're going to be there for you and they're going to help you and everything, it's like crickets and tumbleweed people, y'all. Crickets and tumbleweed people, because when you need them, they're nowhere to be found. You can't find them. You know those things that, I mean, like Duffy. And just, as you look, the people who say that they're going to be there for you are usually not the people that are there for you. And the people who don't say anything, like, subhanallah, Allah just brings people, like, Allah really brings help from where you never knew it was going to come from. And I'm so grateful for all the people who have helped me and continue to help me. Allah to me, just to not be forgotten, you know, just to say, hey, what's up, even little things like that. So it's really interesting. And all I gotta say is that I see it. You know, I see the people who are there. I see the people who are not there, and I don't have to say anything because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. Everyone can make a promise, but only few can be relied upon when it comes time to fulfill those promises. And I think that it'll really change things when he gets out, because some of the dynamics of different relationships have really changed, and I think that must be really hard for somebody who's in jail to deal with, either family or friendships that they thought were true and then they turn out not to be true. That must be really tough for people who are in longer sentences than him. What do I tell people? I tell people as much as they need to know. I don't feel like this is my secret. I don't feel like it's my responsibility to hide this situation, because at the end of the day, he was the person who made that decision before he met me, and the decision had nothing to do with me. So the consequences, even though they affect me, I don't feel burdened by them, because that's not my problem. I don't feel burdened by the responsibility to keep anything a secret, because it's going to come out at the end of the day, and it just makes my life simpler. So I just tell people whatever they need to know. If it's somebody random, you know, who I don't know at all, then I'll just say he's away or whatever if they ask. Or if it's somebody that we kind of do know, like a neighbor or something who obviously sees that he's not here, then I'll just tell them the truth. He's in jail. What are you going to do? You're going to judge me? Go. Do it. One of my challenges right now are obviously, you know, Anissa, who was very close to her dad, you know, not with him not being around. She's struggling a little bit with that, and also the money to go, like, put money in his canteen, go see him. He's nine hours away. Is it 9 or is it 6? It's 6 hours away, sorry. So he's 6 hours away, which means that we can't do that trip in one day. It's not like a day trip. He used to be in another jail before where it was 4 hours away, and we could do that in one trip, like go there and back in one day. But now, because it's further and with the kids, I can't. So every time we go up, it means that we have to plan a weekend or something like that. So that's a little bit more difficult. What do you guys think? I mean, have you ever been in a situation like this, or with anybody, a friend or a family member in jail, especially in Ontario? Like, if you guys know any resources other than the John Howard Society, which I've already contacted, then please leave it in the comments below, or send me an email or tweet, or get at me all about what kind of advice you have for me, and if you've ever been through something like this, or if you just have any words of encouragement or advice or anything to share with me, then please do. I found a lot of Facebook groups and different support groups for women with spouses in prison, and let me just tell you that I ain't nothing compared to these other people, because there are some women who have been married to their husbands, and their husbands are serving like 10 to 15 years, and I'm out here just like 250 more days TikTok, and there are people who are doing really way more than me. Those men know exactly what they have, because this is not easy. How I communicate with Kamal. So I communicate with him through phone calls. I got this service on my phone called Trap Call. It lets you receive collect calls incoming for a flat fee a month, and then every phone call after that is $1.50. So it's much cheaper than whatever Bell was charging me, which was like $15 a call or something for billionaires. But alhamdulillah, I found that service, because I don't know what I would do, y'all. Anyway, so I talk to him like twice a day usually, and I send him letters, and I send him photographs and little Sudoku puzzles, and that's all we're really allowed to send. We're not allowed to send like packages or anything. They're really strict, and the visits are through glass, and it's non-contact visits, so he hasn't even held his daughter Imani yet, so that sucks. But you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, so it'll be that much sweeter when he comes home, inshallah. If you have any questions, comments, or anything to share with me, y'all, just leave it in the comments below, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye. Just keep them out, and caution is better than, what's that saying? It's better safe than sorry. Caution is better than prevention. Prevention is better than cure. That's what it is. So, yes.